Okay, y'all. I apologize to the other video. I had to delete it and start back over. One thing about me, if I have technical difficulty, I will start over. But this, welcome y'all. We back on day 132 of the Young Thug Rico trial. And in this investigator was on the stand. I think she deal with the crime scene, okay? Um, Mr. Smith is an attorney. To me, look like he working on trying to be a prosecutor. I don't know, but he was trying to speak to her about the relevance of the shootout at on the same day at the club. What's the name of the club? I forgot the name of the club. Anyway, the club they've been talking about the whole time with the whole shootout. It's down the street. They act like it's down the street from Blue Flame. So he trying to explain. He couldn't explain the relevance of both of them connected. He's trying to say that YSL was in both of them, but you can't prove he couldn't. He didn't have enough evidence to prove this. But this witness right here, they're gonna strike her whole testimony. But let's get into it for a little bit. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I'm back, y'all. This is when they're gonna talk about the collecting how she collect her evidence in the showcasing for from the show from her investigation.
The showcases were located in the parking lot of the business. Yes. Yes, I did. I took 63 photographs.
See, Miss Love, this is not the time where you need to teach him how to present his presentation if you're gonna train him. This is not good.
Repeat the question.
See, she about like me. I can't hear him.
They were toward the bottom, maybe toward the street of the parking lot.
He just reading. Look at Love. She ain't even trying to help him. Now that had to been healed, and she been tapping her on the shoulder, pulling her hair, hand, and everything. And she know that boy need help.
No. The casings were processed for prints, but there were none of value lifted. Once they were collected and processed, they were submitted to our APD crime lab.
Okay, y'all, I'm gonna skip to this. Now she wrong. Now she made that boy look crazy in front of the national TV. And you the train. See, when you training somebody, they represent you. Now he gonna mention something about the blue flame, y'all, and that's when the judges look at the judge. It's gonna strike. Now they want to approach. Yeah, they're trying to roll out cute. But hold on, y'all. Let me tell you this. Okay, so what happened? She dismissed that witness. Okay, cause it was irrelevant. Okay, Love is trying to connect the Springdale. I think it's Springdale Road, Spring Street. Um, case mixed with Blue Flame mixed with the club, that they had the shooting at. And I'm gonna let the judge take it from here, y'all. Cause she trying to explain to Love that it is irrelevant. You can't how's she gonna connect all these people in Atlanta, y'all? How they get still stolen cars every day. They used to steal cars all the time. And how you gonna say that YSL did this, that? Like they went on a crime string. Okay, here we go.
Two YSL shootings or the 2905 Springdale Road.
Springdale Road. There she go.
January 28th.
Her cheek. Now she's reading the book. I'm about to skip this.
Was the location of Miss Antrevia. Is the location of one of the witnesses that we have.
The Springdale Road.
Yes.
Right. And who is alleged to, or which group is alleged to have committed that shooting?
There was, during interviews, there was an allegation. The groups that were alleged to have been involved were the groups that are listed, YSL.
How you know?
But I cannot say.
So for the Blue Flame and then for Springdale Road, is YSL the group alleged to have committed those shootings?
Not for Blue Flame, we don't know. But the Springdale Road, there was an allegation that YSL committed the Springdale.
So why you bring up Blue Flame?
We don't know who committed the Blue Flame, but we do know that the shell casings that were at Springdale Road were also fired at the. They are producing knife matches to a location just a mile away from Club Crucial.
Club Crucial, y'all.
In the latter part of December 2014.
All right, and is this Club Crucial, or not, I'm sorry, is this Blue Flame shooting anywhere in the indictment?
No, it's not that it's in the indictment. It's just that it's the locate the.
So why you speaking on it?
Violence and the location of.
It's irrelevant.
Caused by weapons that have been used in various shootings.
So Miss Love gonna take it for among herself to stick Blue Flame shooting in the indictment. How she gonna do that? Come on, Miss Love. That lady gonna let my blood pressure go up.
Okay, and is the weapon that matches both of these also, was it found in the possession of anybody who's alleged to be a YSL co-conspirator?
No. Let me make sure about that. Hang on.
You gonna make sure? Y'all, what are y'all doing?
Match the weapon that these two things match?
No, we don't have the weapon. We have
You don't have no evidence.
shell casings, but not the gun.
Okay.
In this particular case. And so we don't, and we're in showing the back and forths. We're showing the amount of shootings.
So I know that for a lot of the different incidents, there is a theory that, there's one shooting by one gang against another.
Yeah.
The other gang retaliates against the first
Right.
gang, and it goes back and forth, back and forth.
Right.
Is the Blue Flame shooting alleged to have been any part of that back and forth, back and forth?
We don't have that. We don't, in as much as we don't know who committed that, all that we know is that the weapons used there were
How you know that?
Okay. So you just want to show that I assume we'll have some evidence that in some way ties YSL to the Springdale Road shooting, and you want to be able to show that somebody involved in that might have been involved in some other shooting, just to show that they shoot things up a lot.
Well, the the count one of this indictment alleges exactly that.
Okay, but this isn't an overt act in count one of the indictment, right?
No, but it's not an overt act. No, the blue flame, no, but it is. I guess our position is it doesn't need to be an overt act to be proof of something that we are showing.
Has there been any prior notice about this? Any argument that it's 404B or intrinsic?
Well, we have not.
Yes or no?
No, I don't think we have. No.
All right, I'm going to sustain that relevance objection.
Yep.
Yes. I'm going to exclude it based on relevance, 403, lack of notice.
Your
Yes,
Honor.
ma'am.
Well, Your Honor, in as much as it has produced a NIBIN hit and that they have known, we have provided that information from day one. This is not something that has been kept. And in as much as it is a firearm that has been used in a shooting that we believe was committed by and perpetrated by one of the, or at least a member or associate of the enterprise that we're talking about for a reason.
Well, I asked you if you had anything that tied this gun to a particular
Exactly.
conspirator, and you said no.
I'm sorry. We said that 2905 Springdale Road is a location that we have heard.
So where blue flame come from?
That a YSL person shot up. We don't have a particular YSL person. And
What?
that
Hold on, y'all. Let me stop this. How are you going to say you don't have a particular YSL member that did the shooting just because you have the casing, but you can't prove it? You don't. It's no reasonable doubt or nothing. You just saying that. All right, I'm just gonna say that it is a YSL member that committed this crime. No, you can't do that. That's Jesus.
About a month earlier, at a location about a mile away from where other YSL shootings occurred. We believe that makes it intrinsic. We've not argued. The court asked us, had we argued that? We have not argued it, no. But we do believe that it's intrinsic. It's
Why you say that?
relevant. The jury could draw the conclusion that this same firearm was used in a different location. It would then be part of the evidence showing
No.
the nature of the enterprise.
Come on, Judge. Shut it up. Shut it up.
Alleged in count one. So, in as much as the relevance, we believe, is that this firearm that we believe was used by a YSL member is used in another location, showing the level of the type of violence, showing the nature of the acts committed by the enterprise. We believe that
Enterprise.
It certainly meets the very, very, very low burden of relevance, and we believe it meets it. It's more than
so now they're enterprise.
Burden required to be relevant.
Okay, well maybe relevance wasn't right.
And in as much as it's intrinsic, there's not notice that's required for intrinsic evidence. Evidence is just proving an element of count one. So there's no 404B analysis. There's nothing that has been argued or
Well,
Josh,
why you let her talk this long?
The jury to convict either of the defendants on grounds other than those alleged in the indictment. So we believe that it's relevant, pertinent, intrinsic, and admissible, and should not be subject to that extreme sanction of exclusion, given that this is something that has been
Still talking.
This particular information has been made known to the defense since the beginning of this case back in 2022. So we would ask that the court not exclude this information, and this is not a witness that is going to take a very long time. We have 2 photographs that we're going to publish. We have, I think, about maybe 30 that she took, but 60 that she took, but
Look, it's very long-winded.
I misunderstood a little bit about what Mr. Smith was saying at the bench. It sounded, and that may be my fault. I thought he was saying the night and match was something that just got learned this week.
No.
So that was my misunderstanding. Maybe you just meant, I don't know what you meant. So you said something about things that had just occurred this week.
Well, we just put these witnesses back on the list. But no.
Okay. So I'll hear from the defense. Yes, sir.
Well, first of all, there's a lot of irrelevant police reports that are included in discovery.
Talk into your mic.
There are many, many irrelevant police reports and irrelevant incidents that are included in discovery. So just because the state put in discovery, we didn't jump up and down, doesn't all of a sudden make it something relevant or past 403. Your Honor, what the state is not telling you, and quite honestly, I don't think they're being a little misleading. The 2905 Springdale Road address,
Yes.
that's in Trivia Smith's house. No
Right.
one was ever charged with that. There's no solid evidence whatsoever. The state wants to say, oh, well, we believe YSL is involved. They didn't say a name. They didn't say someone that's allegedly did the shooting. They have no idea.
That's right.
And, they also know from the discovery, if we're being honest about it, in the discovery, there's several references to Shell Kell shooting up 2905 Springdale Road. Nothing's funny about this. And
there you go. Ain't nothing funny.
no clue. The police
Accusing these boys.
No one was charged with it, and now they want to bring in a separate incident that involves a man. It appears from me reading the police report, a man, Mr. Strozier, who's targeted outside Blue Flame, waiting on his wife to cash out. Probably a robbery. Mr. Strozier has no relation that I know of to either YSL or If Gang or anything else that would suggest this is a back and forth shooting between the two groups. This has nothing to do with.
Mila, stop pulling on that mic.
Contrary to the belief, I guess, by counsel for defendant Stillwell regarding the information that we provided to the court heard me say, and I maintained what address was at that location. I started to say the name and then I chose not to say all of it. But it is alleged at that time that she had begun seeing Kelvin Watts. And this is the precipitation of the providing of that video where we see Antonio Sledge and Quindarius Zachary saying we ain't going back and forth. She provided this to the police after this shooting, right? After this shooting. That's how she
We talking about Blue Flame.
interfaced with Detective Dennis. So
Crucial.
a member of YSL, I think Mr. Zachary, said something to the effect of, well, somebody said Shell Kell shot it up. But at the time that this shooting happened, she was dating Mr. Watts. And so there was, it was said sort of sheepishly, the court could hear it, it'll come in, and I believe.
Oh, Lord, y'all.
Other
I can't
testimony.
hold
But the
on.
idea that I said sort of sheepishly, the court could hear it, it'll come in, I believe, during other testimony. But the idea that I'm certain there would be a desire that everything that we put in here is considered irrelevant, but it's not, simply because an assertion is made by, one of the accused that it's not relevant. It is in fact relevant. It does not, there's nothing that warrants its exclusion. It meets the very low requirement for relevance, and arguments to the
Come on,
contrary
Judge.
don't take into account the information I believe just shared with the court. And no one has ever said anything about the victim in this case. We're not bringing up his name. We're not trying to say he has anything to do with it. But guess what? A lot of the other shootings that occurred.
But you are bringing his name up in it. Look at the judge, y'all. Holding her head.
She wasn't a intended target, and that's one of the themes here. We see people who aren't intended targets getting affected by the violence that's perpetrated by persons on behalf of this enterprise. And so,
Enterprise.
in as much as that person's name,
Do you have any evidence that the shooting at the Blue Flame was perpetrated on behalf of, at the direction of YSL?
Your Honor, what the evidence that we have that we believe suggests that a member of YSL was involved in that is a knife hit.
Right. Okay. A member of YSL was involved in that. It's not the same as it was done at the direction of, in furtherance of.
Exactly.
And Your Honor,
So
I get that.
all you have is that the gun used here is suspected to have.
Listen, love.
Well, it was apparently the same gun used at the Springdale Road location, which is suspected to have been done by a YSL member, but could equally have been done by somebody who's not
That's
YSL.
right.
Under the theory that, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
circumstantial evidence.
right? It is circumstantial evidence.
It is.
All right.
You disrespecting the
And
judge.
yes, you can prove your case based on circumstantial evidence. You have a right to do that. But I do not find that this Blue Flame incident is intrinsic to issues in this indictment. So I am excluding it. All right. So does that
Now
mean
sit down.
we're done with this witness?
Your Honor, yes, if the court's going to exclude that one, then we'll.
Can we just have instruction to the jury to just strike
Yes.
the testimony about this
Well,
incident?
they hadn't heard much of anything yet anyway. But yes. All right.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Your Honor, I would ask that, given that the court has decided that it has not heard very much, there's nothing that's prejudicial to.
No, they need to strike that.
We would ask that the court simply allow the state to
No.
have no further questions and move forward. They haven't even seen the photographs, and so to strike.
No, but they need
the
it.
information, nothing that has been
Strike it.
in
Because
any
you
way,
brought up Blue Flame.
they consider harmful. So we'd ask that.
Well, it's not harmful, but I mean, you don't want to be confusing the jury. So
That's
I'll just
right.
tell them to disregard. You can certainly put her back on the stand and say, thank you, no further questions, but then I'm going to turn around and say, disregard all that.
You ain't going to get away with it.
If you want me to.
Love, you ain't going to get away this time, baby.
You want to come up with a particular way for me to potentially say it, I'm willing to consider it.
Just one moment, Your Honor.
Okay. Anybody need to use the restroom while we're on break anyway?
And you know, y'all, that grown woman thinks somebody going to feel sorry for her instead for these children sitting over there who trying to live their life like her. Miss Love, I never seen nothing like this before in my life. You trying to let them, no, they need to strike their whole situation. Yes, they do. Because they already heard Blue Flame name. So they're going to say, oh, they was in the Blue Flame shooting also. Good job, Judge.